Hit you with the freestyle. My name is Rachel. I am fucking wild. So back the fuck up. Get the fuck off my face. The fuck. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious is that grace appeared the hour I first believed. And we've been there 10,000 years, and bright, shining as the sun. We've known blessed days to sing God's praise in the hour we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Around me, only love, darling. I feel you under my body. Only love, give me shelter, show me heart. Come on, love, watch me fall apart. And I'll be yours to keep. In the shadow, a little song in the deep. I'll be yours to keep. I've been in the shadow and a song in the deep. And you make me always around me. Only love, darling. I feel you under my body. Only love, give me shelter, show me heart. Come on, love, watch me fall apart, watch me fall apart. And I'll be yours to keep. Wind in a shadow, a red song in the deep. And I'll be yours to keep. In the shadow, a red song in the deep. Come with me, around me. Darling, I feel you under my body. Give me shelter, show me heart. Watch me fall apart, watch me fall apart. Watch me fall apart, watch me fall apart. Tell me you say you'll be here forever, and I know it's rain, 'cause I got fever. Yes, I got fever. Please tell me you say you'll be here forever, and I know it's rain, 'cause I got fever. Yes, I got fever. You can find me with my I got nothing to go but me. Set my feelings on you can buy me, buy me. So watch your step, watch for the man, and I tell you that you can show. Yes, you can show. So watch your step, watch for the man, and I'm so in there that you need a shovel. Yes, you need a shovel. You can buy your money. I got nothing for me. Set my feelings on you. You can buy me, buy me. Have you power on low for you? It's nothing new. It's nothing new. So I do
What's going on, everybody? Rachel Orsi Coomer here, also known as Rachel OC. I am playing my music, so if you like it, you can go to YouTube and look for Rachel O. C. Rachel OC. You can check out my website, www.therachaloc.com. You'll get all this later. So let's get into it. Start off with this awesome quote by Joan Jett. My guitar is not a thing. It is an extension of myself. It is who I am. And I found this on theguitarbuzz.com. I love this quote because playing guitar isn't just about playing guitar. It's not just an object that you strum. It's an instrument of self-expression. It fosters creativity, and it takes your own style to really become a good guitar player. You are in the right place if you want to start playing guitar but don't have any equipment yet. You want to change some of your current equipment, or you want to increase your knowledge on guitar equipment. With disclaimer, we won't be talking about anything that has to do with electric guitars. Some of the items can be used with electrics, but we're discussing acoustics mostly. And why should you stay till the end? Because you will get my 5 personal equipment recommendation slide from this actual presentation. You will get my private new student equipment suggestion list. You'll see it in the presentation, but it's what I made for them, what I give them. And you'll also get a 3-song download of my music. It'll be 3 of my songs, 1 Clear Eyes, 2 The Village, and 3 Did You Mean Hong Kong? That's a $12 value. And 1 lucky winner will receive a surprise worth $3,600. And on the right, you can see a little preview of the slides and equipment list. That's not everything. That's just some of the pages. So what we're going to do today, we are going to go over guitar strings, things, and tuners. So if you want to play guitar, you'll also have an opportunity to learn how to play guitar with me. And then we're going to do a Q&A. And then last but not least, we'll do freebies and farewells. But first, who am I? Some of you might know me, but some of you might not know me. My name is Rachel Orsi Coomer. I go by Rachel OC. I am a creative nester because I'm a musician, a guitar teacher, and a creative consultant, which means that I help new musicians start their business from home so they can have a music career. And there's some pictures of me. There's one me teaching guitar and some playing. And then my cat on the right in the top pic is my recently passed cat Jenkins. He used to love chewing on the guitar strings. So, and this is me when I was a kid. You can see there's no guitar pictures of me. I started playing guitar when I was 13. But I was so insecure and embarrassed and felt judged as a female, I guess. I don't know. I guess back then I did. That's how I used to be. I used to be like, well, I'm a female. People are blah, blah, blah. And I never really came out of my shell until I was about 25. So I played guitar for like 12 years before I even thought about playing in front of anyone and playing out and like really recording and chasing my dream and passion. But as you can see, I've always been a cat lover. See Jenkins on the bottom right. That's Vanity on the top right from when I was a kid. I love taking selfies with animals. I was also a cheerleader in middle school, as you can see on the bottom middle. And then the top middle was taken in New York City when my parents took us there for the first time. I think I was like 10. And I didn't think I had big hands when I was a kid, but I was looking at the picture the other day and I was like, my hands look pretty long then too. Sorry. So anyway, not saying sorry, saying sorry for having long fingers. So anyway, so the bottom left is when we're in Ocean City for my youth group, and the person all the way on the right is my very best friend for life, for eternity, Rachel. Her name was Rachel also. And on the top left is when we went to Boston for a trip. So, and I don't even know if you can see me like right here. I look mad. And I don't even remember taking that picture. I could have been having an attitude and then I blocked that picture out. But it's funny because this lady, Mrs. Dunnigan, and then this guy, Mr. Dunnigan, are married. And they're kind of aged. I don't want to say old. When I was in youth group, and now they're older, and I sent that picture to Miss Dunnigan, to both of them actually. Miss Dunnigan is the one who responded on Facebook, and it's funny that she remembered most of everyone's names. She remembered more people than I would. And I'm 31. I'm turning 32 in October. My dog, King, you have to check him on my social media. He's turning 1 on Sunday. I'm baking him a cake, peanut butter and carrot, and then I'm going to do a cream cheese bacon icing. So, now on to the main event, you guys. It's guitar, tuners, strings, and things. First things first. This is the guitar equipment list. There are 5 things that you definitely need to start playing guitar. Acoustic guitar, guitar tuner, or you can use a guitar tuning app, guitar picks, guitar strings, and guitar capos. And then there's optional things that are not necessary but are awesome to have. It's the music stand, metronome, or you can use a metronome app, and straps and strap locks, because the straps sometimes will fall off when you're playing standing up and it's not safe for your guitar. Folder, ring binder, and notebook to keep your music papers organized and your songs if you start writing music, and then an audio recorder or an app. So you want to use GarageBand or something like that, or I think there's like voice memos on iPhones. Anything really. You just want to record yourself when you practice. You can also videotape yourself. The necessities. Number 1, it's going to be the acoustic guitar. Number 2, the guitar tuner or the app. Number 3, guitar picks. 4, strings. 5, capos. Number 1, the guitar. I have 6 specific recommendations for beginners, and I tried to have a price range depending on, well, I teach intermediate as well, so it depends on how much money you want to spend. I don't suggest getting really cheap ones. So the first one I suggest is a Fender FA100. Second is the Yamaha JR1 or the JR2. These are minis. The JR1 and the JR2 are minis. Then they're good for kids. The Yamaha FG800 is around $200. There's a Baby Taylor, which is good for kids, and it's small. And the Taylor GS Mini is also good for kids, and that's a smaller one. And regular size, affordable-ish Taylors are like some of the best guitars. The Academy Series 10E and then the 12E. So there's 3 things you want to consider when you're buying a guitar. You want to consider the size, obviously. If you're a child, you don't want to get a regular size guitar to start off with. You want to get a half size or a 3/4 size guitar. And you also want to consider the body style and the wood type of the guitar. So you want to what I just said with the size, you want to consider the size, half or 3/4. So if you're over 12, the age of 12, I would consider getting a full body size guitar. So the body style will come, there is kind of a bunch of body styles, but these are like the main ones. So there's a concert or a grand concert, and I'll have picks, don't worry. The auditorium or the grand auditorium, the dreadnought, which is like the most common one, jumbo, and then the mini or the travel, which is like a couple of ones I suggested a slide ago. So also wood type you want to consider for the sound, I guess, and for the look. Spruce, mahogany, maple, cedar, rosewood, and synthetic. When I say synthetic, it's like usually wood mixed with something else, and it'll have a laminated top. It doesn't sound as full and as good as a regular guitar. Not a regular guitar, like a regular all wooden guitar. That's not laminated. So anyway, here's some picks for you. See the sizes on the top left? It's a 1/4 size, half size, 3/4 size, full. So you can see the difference. A 1/4 size is really small. I would say that's for like a 7-year-old or smaller size. And then the half or 3/4 is for like a 7 to 12-year-old. And then full is like 12 or bigger, older. And you can see all the different kinds of woods. There's like main kinds like spruce, cedar, rosewood, and things, but there's different kinds of the woods if you can see. I'm interested to hear a Taylor walnut. I saw it the other day on the internet, and I want to hear it. But anyway. And there's also the body sizes and styles. Well, they're not really the sizes as much. It's more like just the styles at the bottom. So like what I was talking about, the concert and the grand concert and the grand auditorium and stuff like that. Actually, I said the concert was there and it's not there. So I apologize for saying that. I didn't even realize. I thought it was. Anyway, so let's talk about the wood a little bit. So the 5 main ones you're going to have are spruce, cedar, mahogany, maple, rosewood. And depending whatever, if there's Sitka spruce, or Engelmann spruce, whatever. So spruce is a standard material for tops. Its most commonly used species is the Sitka, though. It has high rigidity. It's combined with lightweight characteristics of most softwoods, so it makes it a natural for high velocity of sound. The Sitka spruce also has a powerful direct tone capable of retaining its clarity when played forcefully. The cedar wood, so you can see like there's red cedar, and I'm pretty sure there's other cedars because I'm pretty sure that's not every single wood for the guitars ever. So anyway, cedar is particularly Western red cedar, but that's the most popular one. It's popular because it delivers a balanced, warm sound, and it's particularly favored by fingerstyle players, like folk players, things like that, for its signature quick, rich response to the lighter playing style. Then we got mahogany next. Mahogany, when used as a top, mahogany has a relatively low response rate compared to other woods. So it has a low overtone content. Has a strong punchy tone that's well suited to country blues playing. And when considered for the back and the sides, mahogany has a relatively high velocity of sound, which contributes much overtone coloration. So that sounds pretty cool. You could just do it on the sides and then have a different top. Sorry, I left my water, I think. I thought I brought it and I didn't. And anyway, so we got maple. We have different species of it, such as the big leaf, the sugar, and the bear claw. And it tends to be more acoustically transparent due to a low response rate and high degree of the internal damping. This allows the tonal characteristics of the top to be heard without the addition of significant tonal coloration. You don't have to know much about how to build a guitar to understand things about wood and basic things. It's just wood put together with strings on it a certain way to make noise. Pretty noise. Rosewood. There's a lot. Rosewood's really pretty. The Brazilian rosewood's really, really pretty. But anyway, rosewood is known for its high response rate and the broad range of overtones. And it's also characterized by strength and complexity in the bottom end and has an overall darkness of tone in the rest of the range. Has strong mids and highs, and it also contributes a richness of tone to the upper registers. So, most of the guitars you'll see, like the ones on the left, they're spruce. The ones on the bottom, they're probably spruce too. Well, the red cedar's kind of white, which is hard to tell because the colors are kind of not great. So anyway, let me go back to this slide real quick. So we have a body style, the concert and grand concert. So concert acoustic guitars, they're a little bit smaller. So then, like normal size ones, and it gives them a bright sound with a punchy mid-range. The smaller size is comfortable and it makes it very playable for smaller musicians. So a grand concert is just a bit larger, and it's almost as big as a full-size guitar. It has a good mid-range and a stronger sound than the concert. The auditorium guitar is a standard mid-size guitar. So it's not full size, it's mid-size. So could be like 3/4, half. It just depends. Everything's not exact. Like, not like every single auditorium guitar is going to be half size. But anyway, has a lower bout than that is generally the same width as a dreadnought, which is the one on the C. How it says rounded bouts and square bouts. How like the shape's different. Has a smaller waist than the dreadnought. It's referred to as an orchestra body sometimes. These guitars balance volume, tone, and comfort, and they've been gaining popular ground in the recent decades. Eric Clapton actually used one of this body size in 1992 when he appeared on the MTV Live Unplugged to do his album. The Grand Auditorium's lower bout is sometimes wider than the classic dreadnoughts. You can actually see. And then you can also see the orchestra one too. But anyway. The waist is narrower than the dreadnought is, but the bout is wider. And these have a great range for volume and a more balanced tone than the regular auditorium. The dreadnought is the most common body style. They're distinctive. The square bouts are distinctive, and they have really wide waist, and they usually have 14 fret necks. They're very popular among bluegrass guitarists due to their popular driving sound. And the jumbo guitar, this is a really big, boomy guitar, and it's also called a standard cowboy guitar. The bottom can be up to 17 inches. That's pretty big. These acoustic guitars project loudly and they resonate deeply. They'll probably like hurt your underarm when your right one when you're strumming. If they're big. So I'm going to talk about one more guitar, the mini guitar. It depends on what you want, and it's sometimes if you're going to travel a lot with a small guitar and you don't really care about it that much, maybe you don't need to spend that much money on it. But it's also good for small players like the minis and the travels. And they're designed for comfort and convenience, obviously. They have a smaller scale that doesn't really compromise on quality or sound. They still sound good if you get a good mini guitar or a good travel guitar. And they have up to 20 frets usually, so that's pretty good. Some travel guitars are called backpackers, and they have a narrow body that fans out from the width of the neck. You can see it on the left. It's a traveler or a backpacker, but a lot of people mostly call it backpackers. Oh yeah, I forgot to say about the laminated guitar. So I put synthetic, and then I was talking about how it would be laminated because it would be wood mixed with something else, and then I would have like a laminated top, and it wouldn't sound as awesome. So I wanted to explain, because the top of the guitar has the greatest impact on tone quality. So when the wood is laminated and it's not even actually all wood, the sounds generated by the guitar strings can't be as amplified, and the sound will be more dull, and over time your guitar won't sound as good. So a solid top made of solid wood is usually made of 2 single ply pieces of wood with their grains matched down the middle. A laminate top is made of several pieces of wood put together, and then it usually has a laminate or something like that's not wood over it. And it doesn't vibrate as well, like I was saying. And it's good for people who really can't afford a guitar, $100 guitar or something. So it's up to you, really. Oh, I forgot to say earlier too. Maple, right here, you can barely see it. That's a lot of guitars too. Maples sound awesome. So number 2, my guitar tuner. I didn't mean to say my guitar tuner. Number 2, guitar tuner. My 3 recommendations of a guitar tuner. I think that you should have a clip-on one, or a handheld one, or a smart device app. I don't really know of many different kinds of other ones, but there are. And those are the 3 ones that I suggest. I don't want to get all complicated with all these other weird tuners. So the 4 specific ones I recommend is the Fender FT004, which is a clip-on, the Fishman FT2, which is a clip-on, and a handheld D'Addario PWCT09 Universal 2 handheld Core GA40. There's also an app called Guitar Tuna. It's really good for tuning guitars. And kids love it. It's fun. My 7-year-old stepson loves it. He's really 6, and I said 7. My bad. So, your picture on the top left is what a clip-on looks like. On the top right is what a handheld looks like. And on the bottom left is what the Guitar Tuna looks like. So, just look for something that looks like that. And number 3 is guitar picks. There's 2 things you want to consider when choosing the guitar pick: the gauge size or the thickness, and the powder finish or smoothness of the actual pick. My specific 3 recommendations for a pick are the Dunlop Gator grips. It comes in 58 millimeter gauge, a Tortex, a 60 millimeter gauge, or the Fender Mediums 351 style. So what I was saying, when you're considering choosing guitar picks, see how the Fender is a medium, but then the other 2s are gauges. So they're pretty much going to be a gauge from like 0.58 to 0.96. You don't want to really go any higher than 0.96 gauge, or they're going to say thin, medium, or heavy. And as a beginner, since your rhythm isn't the best, your strumming isn't the best, it's best to use a thin or a medium pick. And then when you get better and more control, you can use a heavier pick, because heavy picks can be awesome. So, and then also you want to consider the smoothness, or if there's a grip. See these Gator grips? They have like a powdery finish on them. So if you get sweaty hands or the pick slides out of your hand easily a lot, those are awesome. And the Dunlops are also like that. But the Fenders are not like that. They're completely smooth, and you can feel like it's going to slip out of your hand if your hand's sweaty or whatever. So number 4, guitar strings. My 3 specific recommendations are the D'Addario EJ15, the EJ16, or the EJ26 Phosphor Bronze Light. And you want to get a gauge of between 10 to 12. I also recommend the D'Addario EXP16 coated Phosphor Bronze Light. Those are going to be in 12 gauges. That's the gauge they come in, which is like a medium gauge. Like 10 is extra light, then 11's light, then 12's medium, 13's like heavy. I wouldn't even go heavier than 12 usually. It just makes it harder to play. Lighter strings are easier to play, and they're good for beginners because they don't hurt your hand as much, and they're easier to play. And the Elixir Nano Web custom lights. Those come in 11 gauge also. The ones in the top are the cheapest, and then EXP are the middle, and then the Elixirs are the most expensive. And what you want to consider when you're buying strings is how light or how heavy do you want the string. Like I was saying earlier with the gauges, there's 0.10 to 0.13 gauge, but the 13 is kind of heavy as a beginner, and I use 11 gauges. So just saying, I use the Phosphor Bronze 11 gauge. One's the cheapest ones I recommend. I just love those strings, but other people like other strings, so I just try to mix it up. You also got to think about what's your budget, because these ones, they only cost like $7, and then these are like a little bit more, 10, and then these are like 12. But here's some picks. This is the EXP 16 to 12 gauge, the medium price ones, and these are the most expensive ones, the Nano Web Elixirs, Custom Light 11 gauge, and then these are the least expensive, my favorites. I use these 11 gauge purple ones, and then this is the 10, and then the 12, and the 13. Oh, I said the gauge is wrong. See, I thought it was okay. This is extra light, custom light, light, and then medium. My bad. Number 5 of the necessities. Guitar capos. There's 3 things you want to consider when you're choosing a guitar capo. The quality of the capo. You don't want to get a really cheap one that is going to break really easily when you try to use it, and it just breaks on you, or it messes your guitar up because it has bad quality pieces. The smoothness of the capo. You don't want to put something on your guitar that's going to pinch your guitar. See how tight that is? That's rough and ragged. And how fast do you want to be able to change it? Quick change capos have a spring load action, and you pinch it like a hand exercise thing or whatever. And you can change it really fast. But then there's also C-clamp ones. And my 3 recommendations specifically are the Kaiser Quick Change Capo, the 6-string, the Flanger FC03 Quick Change, and the Diodario Planet Waves PWCP07NS Capo Light. That's like a C-clamp. This is the Diodario. And then this one is the Flanger. And then this one is the Kaiser in different colors. So your optionals for being a guitar player. Well, if you want to play live, you're going to need a music stand, and then you're going to decide if you need to stand up or not. So if you're going to stand up, you need straps and strap lugs. Music stands are awesome for practicing. They put your papers up, and you don't have to bend your neck and stuff, and they're right in front of you. You can get cheap. I like the cheap metal travel ones. They're like $7. And it just folds up into 2 little pieces. I've had it forever. I love it. Metronome or a metronome app. You can get Pro Metronome, I think the name of it is. And this would help with your rhythm and speed and accuracy. You might need a folder, ring binder, or notebook if you like to organize your papers, your music papers, any songs, any lessons, anything that has to do with guitar. Any notes, anything that pops into your head. An audio recorder or an app. Like I was saying earlier, you can use GarageBand or a voice memo recorder, anything on your computer, whatever. You can videotape yourself too, and then listen to your practice, and then check back, and then do better next time. But always be happy. Don't beat yourself up. Change is the end result of all true learning. Did you learn anything today? And did it change you? Did it inspire you? Do you want to learn how to play guitar? If you don't already. play. Launching October 1st, 2016. 2017 is my beginner guitar course. It's going to be 10 lessons and it's going to be in 21 parts. Lesson 1 is major chords A, D, and G. Lesson 2 is major chords C and E. Lesson 3 is major chords A minor, D minor, and E minor. Lesson 4 is capos and Coldplay. Lesson 5, F chord and triplets. Lesson 6, 7th chord and the swing rhythm. Lesson 7, power chords. Lesson 8, suspended chords and G chord variations. Lesson 9, slash chords. Lesson 10 would be the final beginner lesson. Now I'm launching a intermediate course 6 months from October, and then 6 months from that, I'm launching my consulting course. So that would be next year. So exactly what is this beginner guitar course? It's an online guitar lesson subscription course with a personal touch. So you go through the lesson, the resources on your own, but you also have access to a person when you need it. So not only do you get unlimited lifetime access to a structured 10-lesson, 21-part online guitar course, you get a 1-year subscription to group coaching, live Q&As, online live jam sessions, and online live recitals, and lifetime access to a private, supportive Facebook community. With awesome bonuses, free access to monthly workshops and their resources for 1 year, once a month, one-on-one private coaching sessions with me with a customized personal assessment of the session for a year, 1 year access to private texting and email with me on anything guitar and help you with lessons. Here is some former creative clients of mine. Maria on the top left. Rachel is a great teacher. She is patient with people and explains things so anyone can understand and learn. Rachel loves what she does. Sarah H. Very pleased with the time I spent with Rachel. She is patient and takes her time explaining everything. I feel comfortable recommending her services to everyone. Jamie V. She connected right away with my 11-year-old daughter. Very professional and personable. Kristen P. Rachel is very nice and patient. She teaches in a way that keeps me interested and excited about learning. Mike T. Rachel does an amazing job preparing each lesson's material and uses a variety of media to make the week's class easily understandable and accessible. Ours are completed online, and I find it easy to learn and enjoy regardless of not being conducted in person. Rachel also finds ways to make the lesson fun and enjoyable through interaction. Highly recommended. And Brandon L. It's also known as Petravita. You can look it up. Petravita. Petravita. Brandon Landis. Rachel OC helped me by providing a unique angle of exposure via Snapchat, and more importantly, some really rad content for aspiring music artists like myself. Not a lot of people are putting in the effort to create something interesting, so I really appreciated the effort. One thing I really liked was her attention to creating content that was directly and actionable to artists. It wasn't all fluff and no substance. There were some damn good suggestions. Also, I have to say I appreciate the giving back element of featuring artists in her audience community. Clever and generous way to source music. I found the experience to be one that put a smile on my face. I was more than happy to be part of it. I would recommend Rachel OC to people who need some direction and actionable advice for taking their art from hobby to something more. If you got the passion and talent covered on your end, Rachel can help with the strategic side and fill in the gaps you need to advance yourself. Those are really awesome. I've never read them before. It's just like nice that I can inspire someone to play guitar and enjoy guitar, and they actually like felt that I was good enough teacher or whatever coach to say something so kind. You can learn how to play guitar in 12 weeks or less starting on October 1st. Lifetime access to the 10 lessons, 21 parts guitar lessons course. It's a $12,000 value. The lifetime exclusive access to a private Facebook community, that's $6,000 value. A year of group coaching sessions is a $1,200 value. Year of live Q&As with the group jam sessions is a $1,200 value. 1 year access to live and online music recitals, $1,200 value. 10 lessons, 21 part packets, which includes video and resources, a $1,200 value. It's not even finished yet. You get these bonuses too. You get 1 year free access to monthly workshop intensive and the resources once a month, 3 hours over 3 days. That's $1,800 value. You get a year of private coaching sessions with personalized assessments afterwards. What's once a month, 1 hour each. That's $4,800 value. And you also get 1 year access to private text or email with me on anything guitar or to help you with lessons. That's a $7,000 value. So how much is this all going to cost? Well, the way that I designed the subscription course, I can offer the beginner course for the price of $3,600. But if you sign up today by midnight, today is Friday, August 18th, by midnight, I'll give you the course for $1,080. That's 70% off. And on my website, it's not 70% off. So it's more than that. It's like 65% off up till September 1st, and then it's going to go up to probably like 60. Obviously, I'll do it a little bit at a time. If you make money, meet people, change the world, and have fun, all by playing guitar. Yes, it's true. Now, time for Q&A. Q&A. Does anyone have any questions? I'm just going to look real quick. I don't see any. So let me leave it up for a second. Okay, so no questions. So I'm just going to move on to the freebies and farewells. So sad. If you were here from the beginning to the end, you are going to get my 5 personal equipment recommendation slide. You're also going to get my private new student equipment suggestions list. You're also going to get the 3-song download of my music. And 1 lucky winner gets, are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. 1 beginner guitar course, absolutely free. Hashtag the ultimate prize. So you get everything I just talked about in the beginner course for free starting October 1st. So this is where you can find me. On my website, you can find me on Pinterest, YouTube, SoundCloud, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. You can contact me. My business phone number is 443-445-0215. My email is rachel@therachelOC.com. That's all, folks, and thank you for your time. Have a great night. Thank you for spending your 45 minutes with me, and I hope you learned something. Please reach out to me afterwards if you have any questions or need help with anything. Have a great night.
me, and I leave me.